everyone, and welcome to the most anticipated episode of the Anime Analysts podcast, episode 16, I believe we're on.
I think it's 17.
Episode 17, sweet 17. 17 again, that movie with Zac Efron. You guys remember that shit?
I never watched it.
You never
again?
watched it? Yeah, that movie's
That's
fire.
a great movie.
It's a fantastic film. But if you have eyes or you potentially have ears, you might be able to tell a few differences for this week in terms of production quality, in terms of setting, and in terms of this sweater that I'm wearing. I apologize.
It's a beautiful sweater. You look great.
Beautiful sweater.
Very angular.
Oh, yeah, very angular. It's a sweater from the 80s. My grandpa used to ski in it, and he got a hip surgery because he drank too much on his birthday, and he fell. So I've been helping him out, and he let me take this sweater. It was between this and a Cosby sweater. Oh. And I was like, visually, I liked the Cosby sweater more, but I was like, there's a lot more explaining that goes into wearing a Cosby sweater. So I was like, you know what? I'll take the ski sweater.
Probably a good
Get
call.
the quirky one.
Yeah. If I get another sweater option, though, I'm 100% grabbing the Bill Cosby sweater. But let's introduce our special guest that we have right now. Never had
could
this
that be?
before. Jack, introduce yourself a little
Hi, everyone. I'm going to look at the wide shot and then my individual shot so Trey can cut between those.
bit. That's a thing we have now.
Yeah, we have that.
For one episode.
Hi, I'm Jack Henry.
Oh, you're dropping the
dropping
last
on
name.
that
Dropping the last
too.
name because it's two
wow.
first names, so like, why does it matter?
True.
If anybody, I don't know how many of your college friends versus high school friends watch this versus all new viewers.
Fuck, dude.
It's probably a good mix.
It's a good mix.
it's a good mix.
I've been throwing the link down on a couple Reddits.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Which is
I see
where
it.
I think we're getting the international viewers that we have from.
Yeah.
Shout out, Czechoslovakia.
We got Czech Republic.
Czech
we got,
Republic. No,
we got our
Czechoslovakia.
first listener in Japan.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a Japanese.
look
That
at
might have
that.
been Aiden. That might have been Aiden.
Aiden listening from Japan.
Aiden, if you listen from Japan, we appreciate
We
you.
have like Poland. We have France.
India.
We have Sweden.
Do we have
India?
India?
We do have India.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is some good analytics.
We do.
Yeah.
We have some strong analytics going.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Jack, and I went to high school with these two lovely lads.
Hello, sir.
I actually knew Bowen way long ago.
I've known Jack since I was about 4 years old.
Yeah.
That
me and-
long?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
I mean, you were what? Me and him were best friends
in
from,
like first and second grade.
Yeah.
And then
I
Bowen
know that.
left me.
And then I abandoned him. I went to Easton Elementary.
Yeah.
Miss
and
Block's class.
Miss Block's class. Miss Block's class. I went by Will back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so weird.
You guys knew Will Siebers. You didn't know Bowen Siebers.
When I reconnected with Bowen in high school, people were calling him Bowen. I was like, "What the fuck is going on? Who is this kid?"
It's not his name.
I was like, "That's
Oh my
obviously Will," because I think the first time you're like, "Hey, Jack," and it was like super awkward.
Yeah,
We both remember the image of this memory perfectly, but
Which one are you talking
the
about?
one it's above the stairs at the high school.
Yes. You were just sitting, and I just walked up to him, and we just kind of picked it up from where we left off.
Yeah.
There's so much lore.
So much lore
between us.
Beautiful friendship.
There was one time we saw each other at Target in the Lego aisle.
We were like 10.
10 at max. And then there was another time, it was when you had a shaved head.
Yeah,
you were
on the
riding
school bus?
on the school
Oh,
bus.
yeah.
I was in my mom's minivan. I look over. I'm like, who is that
You're just
guy?
looking into the school bus.
Yeah,
for some
looking in the school bus for some reason, dreaming of what friends might be. Then I see Jack. I don't realize who he is, and my jaw just drops. And then the car pulls away.
And we make eye contact.
We make eye contact. The car, my mom pulls away in beautiful, dramatic fashion.
And we were just like, oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, I know that guy. I've been in that guy's house.
I just can't stop picturing the shaved head.
Oh, dude. There's a picture of me in the back. So this is why we're here. This is my office. This is where I work.
Mm-hmm.
If you, for some reason, can figure out if the set looks familiar, good on you. I'm not going to say where this is from.
Yeah.
But this is my office. And in the back, there's a picture of me as a child. I made a meme and it says, like, have a great day.
Oh, that's how, is it with the shaved
It's me
head?
in kindergarten with
Oh,
a shaved head.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We'll have to see it after.
We all had buzz cuts back then.
Of
Because I
course.
had very short hair when we were children.
Because our parents didn't want to deal with
Yeah,
long,
they were pops
shaggy
would
hair.
just fucking take me out on the deck, pull out the trimmers. I'd cry while I'd be like, I don't want a haircut, and then I'd get a haircut.
Yeah.
But Trey, how are you doing? How's life, man?
I'm doing good. I'm glad Christmas is over. I'm glad holidays are over.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm ready to get back to school.
Same. I'm ready to get her done.
Yeah.
One more semester, boys.
One more semester
thank
until I
God.
get my expensive piece of paper that I will be paying off for a while. Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. How was your guys' holidays?
Holidays were good, man. It's always fun to see the family. What do you call it? 2 of my sisters were in New York, so didn't get to see them. Yep. But I'm glad they got to spend time together, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, good to see everyone. Had relatives from Minnesota visit. Got to see some other relatives hadn't seen in a while. That's about it. Yeah. How about you, Jack?
So I'm engaged. A little lore about me.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of my fiance's family, but I met like most of them. That was an experience.
I bet.
Because her father has like, I want to say 4 or 5 or 6 brothers and sisters.
Holy shit.
God.
And they gathered at her house and it was a whole thing.
I imagine that was a
Very
an
extended.
event.
It was an event,
Yeah.
but I had my dog there. So that was a good icebreaker.
How
And
is Toby?
Toby's the best.
Dude, he's so big
Toby's
now.
5 months old.
He's a big boy.
We got his breed results. He's a Australian cattle dog.
Oh.
He's like 40% Australian cattle dog.
You know, those Australian shepherds, that one of my neighbors had one of those. Or I say my neighbors, my grandparents' neighbor. Why did I just dox them?
Cut that out.
Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. But one of my neighbors there had one. So they're really good dogs for autistic children.
Where are you going with this?
But it's because they're super duper protective. They ended up having to put him down.
Dude? You're really jumping around.
Yeah, but they ended up having to put him down because like he was so protective. He was like he bit someone, and so they were like, "All right, old yellered him or something like that."
Dude, that's horrible.
It's a horrible situation.
What a great story.
What a great
Anyways,
story. Way to
all
add
right.
some light onto this very lit place. This is so many lights in this.
there are a lot of lights.
I know.
Can we count them? We got 4, 5, 6, 7. One's not turned on.
Okay,
So we got 7 right now.
You're in numbers that I don't know really well. However, I'll do my best to get past 5. That's
Nice.
it. Yeah.
All right, but we skipped last week's episode, so
Yes,
we
we
should
did.
With
have some.
outrage.
Yes.
Yeah.
with
I was
fucking-
outraged.
People were not happy.
No, I got a lot of texts. I got death threats. I got death threats to my house.
I gave you a very angry phone call.
You did give me an angry phone call.
Did you really?
Yeah, Jack called me. Jack called me with intent, dude. He called me on smoke.
I was like, what the fuck?
It was funny though.
It was busy
funny.
time. It was
I had. We all had Christmas shit. We were also both so behind on every show we had been watching.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So we took it as a good time to catch
good
up on some
catch-up
stuff, to watch the things we had been watching, to really dive into the anime.
Sure.
And now I have a massive question for you, Jack.
Yes,
because
sir.
You're a mystery to our cast and our viewers. What do you watch? What do you?
What do I watch?
What
Well,
do you do?
As you can see from my shirt, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Good show. Good show. You know, final episode just came out as of the time of recording this, and I was watching it with my fiance, and she finally gave me we were like 15 episodes behind.
Oh, is she caught up as well?
No,
Oh.
we were 15 episodes behind, and she didn't want to watch. And I was like, "Can I just watch it without you?" So I'm caught up in that now. Big One Piece guy. Big one. I've rewatched One Piece.
Rewatched One Piece?
I watched it myself, and then I watched it again with my
Holy
fiance
shit.
all the way through.
Did you see they're reanimating
Yes,
it?
by
And-
Wit. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
trying
so
to
excited.
cut out some
Wit
stuff.
is reanimating One Piece.
So Wit, I recognize the name. Who are they? What have they made?
Attack on Titan.
That's it.
Yeah.
Attack on
And
Titan.
first season of Vinland Saga as well. Basically, anything Mappa took over in the past year,
Yeah.
they
It
originally.
was
So they're leeches.
Yeah.
Consistently leeching. Now they're remaking One Piece. It sounds
But they're
like.
gonna like cut out all the filler and like repetitive shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully the pacing gets better, because that's my one issue with One Piece.
Yeah.
which is why
I hate
watched,
Toei so much, man.
Yeah.
It's the
I
worst.
know.
It's why
Which I was talking about this with Cade is like, you don't even have to cut out the filler. You could literally just cut out the first 5 minutes of every episode and then every repeated fucking punch.
Yep.
And then just every single time where they're just fucking standing there for 30 minutes. And you're
Don't-
cutting out 100+ episodes right there.
Don't get me started on Rebecca flashbacks from Dressrosa.
Oh my God,
my
dude.
God.
Who
dude.
cares about that bitch?
Oh my god! Did she come up at all after Dressrosa?
Kind of.
She'll
little
like be in a scene.
At the Reverie, she does.
Yeah.
She shows up
Shit
for like a
like
minute.
that.
She's like, "Oh my gosh." That's
insane.
it. That she's useless.
titty
my-
swanging and all.
Great character design. Oda.
Really
well
good
done.
character design. It follows
What a
the
perv.
Follows the One Piece trope. That is all of the women just like,
Ginormous
"Man,
titties."
Ginormous. And
Have
I'm
you
like,
seen the way he draws them? He starts by drawing an X, and that's their waistline.
you're shitting.
And then he draws like an 8 on the top and an 8 on the bottom. That's like their ass and tits.
That's
They're-
fucking
bust.
awesome.
That's horrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah.
Pretty bad.
I mean, but
I like it.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite female character in One Piece?
Probably Nico Robin.
That's a good answer.
She's
well written female character.
yeah.
yeah, Oda definitely does a lot of things that Kishimoto from Naruto cannot do in
Dude.
terms of writing a female character that has any meaning whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will still bitch about that to this day. You know, another thing that I realized about Naruto, I saw a Reddit post about it, and it was something I hadn't thought about before. There's truly no repercussion in that show whatsoever. Like there, in terms of like he does whatever he wants. Sure, spoiler alert, like Jiraiya dies, but fucking like nothing ever actually happens to Naruto. He never gets injured or anything like that. Sure, he gets his arm cut off in the last episode. Fucking last episode.
Gets a new one.
He just gets a fucking new arm. Like there's no contingency with repercussion. And that kind of changed my opinion on Naruto a lot.
That's like all injuries too. Like they're just swapping eyeballs by just taking them out and putting new ones in.
Yeah,
it's complete.
Yeah. The older I get, the less I like Naruto.
Yeah.
I realize that.
Well,
but my problem is I don't love One Piece either. So.
That's okay. You don't have to love it. It's just the best story ever written in fiction, but that's fine.
I've heard it's on par with the Bible from time to time.
Well, that just means you need to watch Bleach.
Maybe I'll be a Bleach guy.
Be a
I'll be
Bleach
one.
guy.
That'd be like being an IPA guy.
Or maybe we realize that all of the big three.
You have to grow a man bun.
A man
if you
bun
watch
be
Bleach.
like, oh, you like anime? Have you ever seen Bleach, perchance? Yes.
Growing up is realizing that the big three are all kind of mid because
little
they're
bit.
very
Yeah.
tropey.
Yeah.
Yes, keep going. Sorry.
My cardinal sin is that I only watched like 70 episodes in Naruto, but I didn't watch it like as a kid. I watched it halfway through college, and I got 70 episodes in, finished the Chunin exams. I'm like, I see how this is good, but the character development and how they were written, I just could not care less.
No, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I think we talk about this a lot. Like the timing that you watch something matters so much in like how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have watched Naruto later in my life, I definitely wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I
sure.
did. But Naruto was like my introduction into like diving into anime and stuff like that. Like I started with SAO, but like
As everyone does.
is that what you started
Yes,
with
of
too?
course.
Yeah.
Back in like 2013 or whatever.
Yep. And I was in a buddy's basement and we watched Sword Art Online. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've
is
ever
so
watched.
cool.
ever.
I wanna
First
be in a
12
video game.
episodes are so fucking good.
They're
though.
so
They're
good.
so
Unbelievably good.
They're 10 out of 10.
And then it just goes incest, as
And
most
then-
things do.
And then they like get out of the game like before the season's even over.
Yeah.
It's like I thought this was supposed to be the entire plot of
I'm
the
like,
whole
yeah.
thing.
12 more episodes. What the fuck else is going to happen here? And then, oh my God. And then it goes into the Elfheim Online or whatever the fuck it's called.
Then he wants to fuck his sister,
And then
or
he
she wants to fuck
she
him.
wants to
Yeah.
fuck him.
Oh,
she wants to
my
fuck
God.
him.
She's like sitting outside the bathroom
Yeah.
while he's bathing and shit.
And she's just like, and she's also like fucking 12 and as we talked about earlier with anime, just has ginormous knockers. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like, is this the standard for Japan? I'm like, is that how life goes? But fuck it. Who knows?
What were we talking about? Where
I
did
don't
this come
remember.
from?
We
Asking me
segued.
what I watch?
Yes.
Yes.
What else do you watch?
So I just watched some weeklies. I'm watching Free Run right now. Just big shonen guy overall, but basically fully transitioned to manga at this point. Because as an adult where I work, manga's so easy to just like pick up a chapter. If I'm like sitting in my car in the parking lot, it's like, oh, I'll just read a quick chapter of Blue Box or something.
Yeah.
Shout out me for getting you on Blue Box.
He is the one. This is the man who started
Box
my
fucks.
addiction.
So
it fucks.
good.
It fucks. Weekly is so different than
It's
what I
awful.
had.
I still haven't watched it. I'm like 6 or 7 chapters.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I was behind like you, and then I caught up, and it was much better to binge read it. But
Yeah, I think that might be the tech.
move.
Just go like read it all in 2 months, wait another 2 months, read another 10 chapters, however many.
I'm
you're
like
behind.
15 chapters behind in One Piece right now because it's like it's getting to the point. Have you seen those Hunter x Hunter panels where it's like an entire page of just a novel?
It's a light novel.
Where Tagashi just like, screw it, I'm writing everything and explaining it all word for word. That's how One Piece feels right now.
Yeah.
Because Oda's lore dropping every other chapter, so he's just like filling the whole thing with dialogue. And it's like, man, I do not care.
Yeah.
I have not read since Wano finished.
That's okay because Egghead is, that's just another arc right now. That's how it
Yeah.
feels. Connecting
All
arc.
right. And then, what are like, run down, what are your favorite mangas then?
Favorite mangas I actually read Akira. I've watched like the first 30 minutes of the movie. I've never watched it all the way through though. I know it's like a feat in animation and the concept is really good, like Ghost in the Shell-esque kind of thing, but I read Akira and it was really, really good.
Yeah, I've read just the first book, but it's like, it's one of those where I bought it and I have the physical copy and I can't switch to reading it on my laptop.
for sure. You have to
But
buy the rest of the books.
Yeah,
at this
but I
point.
don't have any money, so I
Yep.
can't fucking buy them yet. But the
fucking-
first book is so good.
It's super good. That's where I am with Berserk. I have 2 of the deluxe volumes, but I'm not going to spend $50 every time I want to spend 2 hours reading. So,
I just got 5 and 6 for Christmas. I'm hyped.
yes, sir.
That's gonna be good.
I also got 4 and 5 of Vagabond too for Christmas.
I need to read that.
I
haven't read
got
that.
I got some One Piece manga for Christmas. My sister's boyfriend, I got him a bidet for Christmas.
Okay.
I shipped it to their apartment in New York. And so he felt obligated to buy me something. So we went and got lunch when he was back in town. And he just showed up with, I think I got like 67, like 93, and like 12.
He was like, you like anime. We're
He was
right.
like, you like manga,
random
right? He just gave me
chapters
some
possible.
random chapters. And I was like, fuck it. I appreciate it. Sure.
You know,
we went
thought that counts.
I'm 100% positive he went to the Barnes & Noble next to the ramen shop that we went to right before that, which it was so good. It's always so good there.
Bone, what have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Oh my God. Thank you for asking. I was waiting. So I've been watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I've been watching my weeklies. I am still in that phase of rewatching Ace of the Diamond because I love it.
Of course.
I love that shit. It's my heroine. It's awesome. Every time I watch it, I'm just chasing a dragon and I'm catching the dragon again. It's beautiful. It's awesome. Yu Yu Hakusho though, oh my God, it fucks so hard. I look back, hindsight's 2020, obviously, but I look back on how many times you told me to watch this show. And every single time I would tell myself, I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to watch this shit. I watched it, got past the first, 20 episodes because the first 20 episodes are pretty slow.
They're a little slow. The training arc that he does in the first tournament fight thing that he does in like the mountain. Yeah. That shit was good. But then it did like they went and they had to fight the 4 monsters. What do you call it? Him, Kurama, Hiei, and what's the fucking Kuwabara. I always forget Kuwabara's name. So it's like the first time we saw all 4 of them together. I'm assuming that's like the 4 for the rest of the show. Yeah. Okay. So that's. You're in the Dark Tournament now.
Yeah, I'm in Dark Tournament arc now.
It's them 4.
It's them 4 in that. I didn't know if it was like they fight together then and then they're just gone. Like that group is just gone. But I love that's one of my favorite tropes is groups of 4.
Oh yeah.
I always think that's like
good
the
dynamic.
best. Yeah, always a good dynamic to have. I would appreciate some female.
Says all dudes.
I would appreciate a little, female strength and like a good female character because so far, Botan and what's his girlfriend?
Keiko-chan.
Keiko-chan. So far, Botan and Keiko-chan have just been damsels in distress. They haven't really done anything yet.
Well, you get a little more from the old bitch. What's her name? Like Bossan or
Something
whatever
like
the fuck.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's a pimp, dude.
She is?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
She's so
Okay,
cool.
I'm excited for that then. But yeah, I'm loving the Dark Tournament arc. And I'm on episode like 35-ish.
It's like, it's not like, it's my favorite show, but it's not like the best show ever. But it's just so easy to watch because it's all tournament. So it's just like,
You just grind.
There's never an episode where you don't enjoy it because it's always just a crazy ass fight for the entire time.
I haven't seen it, so
You haven't seen it?
I watched the
Fucker.
first 2 episodes. Nobody was telling me to watch it. It's not like you had
so
Trey to
good.
tell you, you should keep watching it. I didn't know if it was good. I know Tagashi, Hunter x Hunter guy wrote it, so I was like, it's got to be good. I got like 2 episodes in, he gets hit by a bus or whatever, and he's floating around. I'm like, I can see where they're going with this, and I just
slow.
stopped watching.
It's the first, like I said, first 20 episodes, mega slow. But then they get into the Dark Tournament and it starts to get really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I watched it either because it wasn't on Crunchyroll when I watched it like 4 years ago. I just watched it on Tubi for some reason, like with ads. You never heard of Tubi?
I've never heard of
Have you
Tubi.
had Tubi? I haven't had it. I've heard of it though.
Oh, I've
it's
never
in like
heard
a
of
little
Tubi.
box and it says like Tubi. That's their logo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But there's just one ad before every episode, so it just kind of
It's
blends
like
in.
old
it's not-
Hulu.
Yeah.
I get that.
But
I get that. Hulu,
fucks.
what a shit show of an
I don't
organization.
use that.
How
is.
about the intro song and the outro song?
Oh my God, dude.
They're so fucking good,
money.
dude.
I've been listening to them, not every episode, because when I'm just like sitting there grinding in my room, I'll just like skip it. But like when I first start watching in a session, I always listen to it. It's so good.
This is so fucking good.
Yeah.
You gotta watch this
I will.
shit.
I need
think
something
you'll
to
like it.
watch.
It's my
in my
number
free
one.
time.
Here's what I think. The one thing I'm really appreciating about this show so far is how I'm seeing how much impact it's had on every other big show that I've watched.
It's a trendsetter.
It's a big trendsetter. Because when did this come out? 90s, I'm assuming?
Before Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
yeah,
the
yeah.
original Hunter x Hunter, right?
And I mean, dude, it's a big trendsetter. And like the power system's really cool. Like the spirit energy that it talks about, that's like the original chakra to me. I'm like, this is super
And I mean,
sick.
Kishimoto like named Kurama after
Yeah,
Kurama.
yeah.
And
Yeah, no, that's super fucking sick.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
seeing how much impact it's had on every other anime
That's super
that I'm
cool.
watched.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was definitely ignited some tropes in the community and everything. But
he's just
Urmeshi's just a cooler going too.
Yeah, he is.
His style is fucking fresh as hell too.
that's
He
the
wears
one thing I
streetwear.
got.
It's so good.
So one thing I got from the 2 episodes I watched is like, this guy is fucking fly.
Yeah,
When
he's
he
so
goes
good.
from wearing the all green fit to that red jacket,
Yeah,
I was like,
dude.
bro is dripped the fuck
Yeah.
out. I was like, he's looking good.
He's got like the jeans on and the
Yeah.
like the whitewashed jeans and the skater shoes on.
Bro, he looks like a
pimping.
pimp. He's got him cuffed or something
Yeah.
like that. I was like, dude, no fucking way. That's
He
impressive.
gets fucking pussy too.
Yeah.
Keiko-chan loves his ass.
Dude, yeah, he fucks. And on the topic of fucks, I feel like this is a good way we can segue into
my God.
the manga that we read for this episode
boy.
that we talked about.
Would you like to tell the audience how this came about?
So this, what came about?
The choice of manga for this.
Texting you about it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I just texted Jack. And I was like, because we planned this about 2-3 months in advance to do this. And I was like, is there something you want us to read or watch so we have something to talk about during this?
And I was like, what's something I've read that not many people, or at least not many of my friends have read?
And we chose Goodnight Pun Pun. We chose Goodnight Pun Pun.
Disgusting.
What's Oyasumi?
Oyasumi Pun Pun.
Yes, Oyasumi Pun Pun. We chose that. I feel like we all have very different opinions
Yeah.
on it.
I think so.
And yeah, I mean, it definitely was a manga. That's for sure. It was a manga.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished
You
it.
did?
It was a fucking manga and a half.
That book 5 is crazy.
All of it's fucking nuts. It's the entire beginning to end is just nuts. And it's so sad, man.
Dude,
it's so depressing.
Unbelievably sad.
Unbelievably depressing.
Hard to get through. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
no, definitely.
So difficult.
The 2 months that we had before this, like it took me the full 2 months to read this. Like it's not one of those mangas that like, while it's super interesting, it's very dense in its content and its messages. So like I would binge read, 10, 12 chapters at a time, and I would kind of have to put it down because I'd be like, fuck me, this is intense.
I bought all the books, so I'd read a half a book at a time, and I'd take a week off.
Yeah.
It took me months to read that whole thing. It was
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
The art though.
art is beautiful.
Oh my God.
It is very fucking good.
Oh my God. The art style is gorgeous, like genuinely gorgeous. The attention to detail, the way the author conveys emotion through shading, like all of it is so well done. And especially the art style of Pun Pun himself.
The dehumanizing aspect when you can really put yourself in his shoes because he doesn't have a face.
Yes, bro. Yes,
Bird
bro.
boy.
Yeah.
Does it ever show what he really looks like?
No.
A smidge.
Oh,
You
it shows
see-
like below his neck.
Well, so you see the one
thought there
bitch.
was
What's her
one
name?
panel.
There's one panel where you see she drew his face. The manga artist. What's her name?
The black-haired girl.
Yeah, black-haired girl. She drew his face, but like scribbled out half of it, which is like the eye. That
I
he eventually-
vaguely remember this.
Yeah,
now.
and you barely see his face. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
You want to hear how dumb as shit I am? Up till that point, I thought he was a bird. that occurs in like one of the last chapters of the book.
Well,
That's towards the end.
To be fair, there's a lot of weird artistic choices in the
God,
manga
yeah.
when it comes to like the poop god.
Yeah.
like
What I was
that.
gonna ask, what the fuck is that?
The,
Does he like
there's-
have fucking schizophrenia or
I
some
no,
shit?
I mean, kind of. I've watched a lot of analysis videos, and there's just basically the concept of God is extremely strong. Not the
Yeah.
Christian God by any sense, but personal gods. So, like, Pun Pun's God is Aiko.
Yeah.
And Aiko's God is Pun Pun, but for very separate reasons. In the same way, the poop God is that kid's God.
I thought Pum Pun's god was the fucking black dude who always
That's
pops
his,
up.
like his conscience or something.
Yeah.
That's like his
Yeah.
other half.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I told Bone I asked Bone if I should like watch analysis videos or if I should just fully bring my completely idiotic questions.
Dude, I can't answer half of them. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I still don't. I've watched probably 8 hours worth of content around like analysis, and I still don't fucking know what's going on half the time.
Oh, it's so incredibly deep that I imagine you can really. There's so many panels that you can interpret whatever you want from,
sure.
and meaning from whatever. And I think that's also like the beauty of this show. I didn't like my opinions on it are pretty neutral in terms of liking and disliking.
Sure.
And it's because like while I was reading it, I realized like you can really think whatever you want about this shit. Like you truly can.
The author's not trying to get you to like any of the characters.
none of them.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
It's just, it
understandable.
was so slow. Like you said, you were reading it like slowly throughout the 2 months.
Yeah.
I had read the first book like a year ago and I didn't like it. So I was kind of just like dreading reading it all. And
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I started again this week and it was like the exact same shit. I just couldn't do it. And I couldn't do it because it was slow, but then I got to like the more nitty gritty shit, and I was just like super uncomfy the whole time.
It's an uncomfortable read.
Yeah.
Fifth book once again.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When he gets, I don't think it's the fifth book. So I didn't buy the books. I just read goodnightpunpun.com or some shit like that. Yeah. The comments are hilarious.
Read.punpun.co or something.
Yeah. Some shit like that. So I don't know what book it was in, but the scene where the uncle's girlfriend that he meets at the coffee shop, like basically molests him.
Yep.
I was watching that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
I was
right
talking
now?
more about the knife situation later
Oh,
on.
yeah,
The, like
yeah.
turning point.
Yeah. When like his character design changes so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I'm
entire
not trying to
book
give
is fucked
spoilers for. You might not care, but like if somebody's watching,
up. Yeah.
The uncle's got crazy lore.
The uncle has
dude, they have an
insane
entire.
lore.
So that book too is all his uncle. I know you didn't
Yeah.
read the books, but the entire. You know how many chapters are worth?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
an entire book. Was just the uncle.
I deserved, in my opinion. The uncle has so much about him.
He's the most likable character, even though he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I liked the uncle, and I wanted to know his background, and then it like said his whole backstory. I was like, I don't want to read this. And
It truly, like you were saying, he's a piece of shit. But it's almost
Yeah.
like the dynamic it forces upon the reader. This book is like you attach to any glimmer of hope that you have in a character. He's the only character that has any glimmer of hope. Like his dad's just a piece of fucking shit.
Awful.
His mom is
Even worse.
Is even worse as a human being. Like she doesn't do like physical abuse or anything like
No.
that, but the emotional and the mental abuse,
Manipulation, too.
Very
Awful.
much so. Very much so. And like every other character is just not redeeming whatsoever. And like you get like a sprinkle of redemption out of the uncle a few times throughout it, of him like displaying that he genuinely cares about Pun Pun and like what the guy like to better his life. And that's like really the only thing I could attach to throughout all of it.
I mean, the moment where you're like, oh, maybe this will get like a cute little love story is when Pun Pun reunites with Aiko when he's older.
Yes.
And they're both like doing their own thing. That's when Pun Pun was helping with manga writing and she was doing like a model thing. That was kind of their career paths as they got older. And then they met each other and they like had normal dates for a few chapters. They just like hung out, talked to each other.
I would
We're
love
like,
that.
It was really if it just switched to that.
Real shit, not him like jacking off and stuff.
Dude,
yeah,
and
he
like
jacks off
just
so much.
weird panels of like cum on the wall.
Yep. Yep. Well, they give you the glimmer of hope that, oh, maybe this is going to turn around and they can be happy together since, you can tell they both love each other.
Yeah.
And then it just gets worse, infinitely worse.
So much worse.
Worse
So-
than any of the chapters
Is
before
Aiko
it.
fucking like psychotic when
Yes,
she's older?
bro,
I was gonna
bro,
say
bro,
she's
bro, bro.
crazy when she's young. She's got to
Trey,
be psycho.
There is like what happens in like the book 5 that you're talking about, dude. It hit
You were
me.
not
I was
expecting
not
that.
expecting that whatsoever.
I think it's because I read through the uncle's backstory,
Yeah.
and I think that was book 4 or maybe start of book 5. But I'm not committed to go any further.
dude.
than that.
It was fucked up,
And it just like pissed me off because he like moved in with Pun Pun and his mom and shit, and he's like the good guy in the story.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he tells the bitch in the coffee shop, he's like, I don't even like Pun Pun or his mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, dude. What the hell? You're supposed to be my guy.
Yeah, he's just literally not a redeemable character.
No,
like, there's
none
no
of them are.
There's
They're
no
all
one.
awful.
Even like the little side characters that they talk about are pieces of shit. Like everyone is.
Talking about drawing some yiddies though, his mom got some low hanging fruit.
Dude, she
As an
does
awful
indeed.
character design.
She does indeed. So my thing was, why did he draw the mom and the uncle and the dad as birds as well? Like, what's the What's the
that's-
symbolism there? I didn't
Well,
understand
you
that.
do get a look into the psyche of the uncle a lot, and I think he's portrayed as a main character, especially for those few chapters in the second book.
Yeah.
And I think if he had parents, it might just be an illustrative thing where if he had parents, you could imagine what he looks like based off that. But, he comes from a long line of birds now, is how we perceive it, which is just, you can relate more if, I don't know, kind of making shit up right now.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what 90% of literary analysis is.
Yeah.
Just spitting shit out
Bullshit.
your ass. Yeah.
I just like he does it with the uncle more than anyone. Is like his uncle will like switch mindsets and he'll go like super intense in these panels of his eyes.
Oh, brutal.
Nuts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They are not. We said it earlier, but holy shit! From a art style perspective, if you're looking for something that is really well drawn, the attention to detail is nuts. Every panel can truly be like you can stare at every panel in that for actually like an hour,
Yeah.
and you see new things every time you look at it.
It's like a berserk level art.
It is.
For sure.
It
He
truly
uses
looking
the
at-
negative space, the blackness of the big panels, the same as Berserk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I could go in and just look at the pictures, not read the story, and I'd probably like it more. But
I one compliment that I feel like I have to give to Goodnight Pun Pun is I've never experienced a manga that has given me this sense of like, you know, this eeriness just purely through art. Not even reading the, you know, I guess the dialogue and stuff like that. You can you can understand what emotions are trying to be portrayed, and you can kind of get what's going on without dialogue.
Really good at show not tell.
Really good at show not tell. That's a beautiful.
I also just as I'm reading too, like every time there's like a few pages of like good shit happening, it like makes me more scared because I just know it's gonna get that much more fucked up the next page I turn. It's
fucking wild.
It's so bad.
It's fucking
That
wild.
anticipation of it's gonna be fucked up. Normally there's a build to anything in any, you know, climactic mountain, but all of a sudden shit will just drop. Like you could be at an all-time low in that book and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There is no definite rock bottom in that. But well, you see what rock bottom is at the end.
Yeah.
But like outside, like the bar just keeps dropping lower and lower and lower, and then it rises up for a bit. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of rooting for Pun Pun and the manga girl for a bit. I was like,
that was a very hopeful moment.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, maybe this is something. Like I didn't know if she cared about him. I'm like, but she's like trying to get him to do something, which is massive.
Even if it's surface level, like I just want this guy to write my stories for me, it's still something.
I'm like, there's something here.
She's getting him out of that shitty dingy apartment.
And then fucking Aiko came back, just pulled him right back in. Bitch.
One likable character, actually. There is one, and it's the landlord.
The landlord is sick.
He's the best character. Did you ever meet the landlord?
I don't think.
Basically, Pun Pun graduates high school or whatever, and he moves into a shitty, dead-end apartment, and he has no credit or anything. And this landlord takes a chance on him and is like, hey, you can live here, whatever. And they introduce him like an asshole. But then by the time the story goes on, he's just like this really kind, caring guy who roots for Pun Pun the whole time. Like, you can do that kind of thing. He has his own personal problems, which they, you know, elaborate on, but he's a great character.
No, yeah, when he you know, got fucked up and like broke his spine and shit like
he's
that,
in the hospital.
I was really sad. I was actually really sad.
So out of context.
Yeah, he breaks his like fucking back at some point. They just say like spinal injury or something like that.
And his wife like hates him. Or his daughter. Or something. It's so many different plot points.
So many different plot points. Like marriage and shit's going on. I do have a couple grievances with it. It felt like some of the, you know how it's like this, it felt like in some instances it's like main storyline between Pun Pun and his development as a human, but then side storyline between like his former friends and like what they're doing.
The former friends are good storyline.
They are good storyline, but sometimes it just felt like they were a little unnecessary. Like
it feels like it gets lost a little bit.
Yeah, like the
kid's name is like Psycho, the black hair.
Yeah, Psycho, but also the guy. Oh, what the fuck was his name? He always says he's trying to become like a leader of the country or something, and he like the black hole theory. That he has. What's that guy's name?
The unicorn guy with the long hair, whatever.
Yeah. I cannot remember his name, but like they went down a lot of paths with him, and I was just like, he has one quote that I really, really, really liked about the dark hole theory, which is like just your emotions that you have.
What the fuck's a dark hole theory?
It's basically like his interpretation of why the world is bad in this moment, and he's like, these people have these dark holes, and he comes up with 3 theories. He's like, theory number 1. I imagined this dark hole theory. I made it up. Theory number 2, the dark hole like shifts from person to person. That's why I can't get rid of it. Or theory number 3, everybody has the dark hole. And that shit hit, and I was like, damn, that's a big statement. And I was like, that's also just, you can interpret that in so many different ways. I was like, that's so emotional and deep.
Yeah.
And it's from a character that I fucking hated. First off, I hated him. I hated him.
I still do. He's just fucking stupid.
Dude, he's dumb as hell.
It's hot as shit in here. I gotta take this off.
You're taking that boy off? Yeah. I'm not taking the sweater off. Underneath this sweater is a gray shirt.
I might have pit stains. Who knows?
Hit it out.
Oh my god!
Unbelievably.
I'm down to the belly button right now. It is.
Don't mind this shirt, guys.
What's that shirt?
Don't mind this shirt, guys.
I don't know that.
What is it?
It's Evangelion.
Oh. We gotta talk about that then.
How are you gonna bring that in to our new home, into our new foundation?
Hey, this is my home. Right? This is my place.
That's one thing we stand on is that Evangelion fucking blows,
sucks, bro.
Hey, this is what I'll say about Evangelion. It's a great show. Great storyline.
No, it's not.
Why not?
It's so fucking
boring. How is it
any
different from Goodnight Pun Pun Bone?
How is the show
How
different
is
than Goodnight?
Evangelion different than Pun Pun?
Here's why Evangelion is different than Goodnight Pun Pun. Because Shinji is a whiny fucking bitch.
Okay, so is Pun Pun. What's your point?
Pun Pun is a whiny bitch, but I was intrigued by his development. One thing that I really liked.
Not a daddy's boy.
Not a little daddy's boy. But one thing that I really, really liked about Pun Pun is I thought it was a very honest portrayal into the psyche of someone who is falling deep into depression, falling deep into psychosis, as we learned, towards the end of the series. Spoiler, sorry. But I didn't see that level of portrayal in Shinji. What I saw in Shinji was just someone who was just whining a lot, and I didn't see any redeeming qualities. That's fair. In terms of, not redeeming qualities in the sense of like that show is supposed to be redeeming in some aspect. Like you're supposed to, eventually feel good about Shinji. And I never experienced that with him.
I don't think you are ever supposed to feel good about Shinji.
Are you not supposed to feel good about Shinji?
He's a shitty person.
Yeah, he's a shit human.
The whole point, or at least because you can interpret it just like Pun Pun. There's a lot of interpretations. All of Evangelion, every single character deals with escapism. That is the entire show. You guys, I've heard you guys talk about it's like biblical references. That's just basically word placement. Like he just used those phrases of angels and all that shit. That doesn't matter. It's not a Christian thing at all. It's really weird.
When I hear people talk about Evangelion and the selling points of Evangelion, they bring up the author's ability to intertwine, the biblical references and everything like that in the story. And that is why I was always so upset with it, because I thought it was just useless biblical references. Yeah. I didn't think it had any ground to stand on.
Yeah, it's biblical phrasing. It's not as much, maybe in the terms of power dynamics, it's biblical. But also, I'm going to say, like, I love Evangelion a lot. I've rewatched it many times. That's kind of my bread and butter sometimes. It's fun to watch.
Rewatching Evangelion is fucking wild.
I'd rather take bamboo slits up the fucking fingernails, bro, than rewatch that shit.
My thing is just after every episode I finished, after anytime someone talks to me like this escapism shit, I just think, boring. I do not fucking care.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just like a look into the author's psyche. And if you don't like the author, then you fucking hate the show. And that's because he's a pitiful little bitch.
Yeah.
The author at the end of the day. Yeah. And the story is not coherent a lot of the time. The fact that I have to go through an entire like fan wiki to even figure out the tiniest thing, really shitty on a lot of fronts. But if you just look, it's one of those things where if you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And not liking it, understandable, but you've had to, as an anime fan, you have to at least watch it. You don't have to like it, but you have to at least watch it.
My plan is to, because I make a lot of statements about this fucking show.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't watched it in like 2 years.
I did not finish Evangelion.
You're the worst.
I know. So I need to go back and rewatch Evangelion, and I will eventually.
I've been saying we need to start doing one episode of Evangelion a week. And
one a week.
Shitting on
the
it for like 5 minutes.
The first 16 episodes are super fun in the sense that it's a shonen mecha. Everybody's fighting bigger and bigger angels, blah blah blah, and then it takes like a really weird, like gay turn at a point. Bowen didn't get to that part. No. You know what I'm talking about.
My thing about mechas is I've only ever liked 2 mecha.
Well, technically, Evangelion isn't like mecha.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's more like Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Attack on Titan's a mecha.
That was literally where I was going with it. I loved Code Geass. I loved
Code Geass.
Code Geass. Fuck.
That's like the top of my list. I think I have that as a 10 alongside.
You like Code Geass better than Death Note then?
Yeah, I do. They're very similar in plots. That whole second half of Death Note without L is just a waste.
That's what it ruined. That's what ruined Death Note for me. Death Note going into that second half was a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Leaving that second half, it was like an 8.
The ending's like amazing.
The ending is perfect. The ending is so fucking good.
Same to be said for, Code Geass.
Yeah, Code Geass's ending is one of the best endings I've ever watched.
And then Attack on Titan is the exact same ending.
Yeah, they're the exact same fucking show.
Exactly the same.
So 2 mechas that I liked, Code Geass and Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is a mecha, bro. He's driving the bitch.
He's driving the bitch. What was it, Hassan, that said that on? Do you guys watch Trash Taste or like those guys?
No,
I used to watch a little bit of it.
They had Hassan on, and he said like Attack on Titan's a mecha, and they all like lost their shit over it. But it's so true.
It is.
I fucking hate Hassan. I hate Hassan so
Well, this
much.
is an anime podcast, okay, not a Twitch.
Dude, this isn't podcast. A Twitch. You know what? Let me bitch for a bit. I'm gonna bitch for a bit. I'm gonna bitch about something completely different. I'm gonna bitch about normal people because this has been on my mind since last fucking week.
I was literally just thinking that just all this shit you're talking about with Aiko and Pun Pun is so similar to normal people.
Have you seen Normal People?
No.
Have you heard of what Normal People is at all?
Is it an actual show? Like
it's people.
He ranted about it for like 15 minutes straight.
I think I'm mentally phased out.
We're gonna do.
Good choice.
I'm gonna ask you guys to do a bit with me here. So let me explain the premise of Normal People. 2 characters Connell, Marianne. Connell has depression. All right, so there's normal people for you. So you're gonna be Marianne. I'm gonna be Connell in this situation. They're Irish. You don't have to do an accent if you don't want to. I'm
Bones gonna do it.
I'm gonna do an accent because I'm a man of the arts.
If I try to do an accent like that, it's gonna be a muddled Scottish, like Liverpoolian, whatever.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do Scottish. All right. So what your line is, Connell? Do you want to go to the grocery store with me? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Connell, do you want to go to the grocery store with me?
I can't go out in public, Marianne. I've got depression. What do you not understand, Marianne? I've got depression. And then that's the entire show. That's normal people.
Oh.
And so that's my bitch about normal people. I just fucking hate normal people.
Did you get the book for Christmas?
No, I didn't end up getting the book. I got a chess book instead, and I'm very excited to read that book. Yeah. I'll be grinding chess.
Hold on. How long is this show, and why does it have you so worked up?
He's so upset about it.
Because I watched like 12 episodes, 45
They're
to an hour. They're long episodes. I basically watched, 6 movies.
And they're on Hulu too, so you got to watch ads with them.
We bougie in this bitch. Kristen got the Hulu no ads.
Oh,
are you kidding?
That's like $1 million a month.
Hulu plus live sports.
I don't know if there's live sports on it. I don't watch sports. I only watch soccer. Arsenal can suck my dick. They lost this fucking last weekend.
Shit team.
Fuming. I was fuming in my room. I was screaming. But what was I bitching about? Oh, normal people. So normal people, 6 movies worth of time that you watch for this shit. Throughout the entire thing, at the end, nothing fucking happens. You realize finish, no resolution. You realize there's no actual problem either.
I've got depression,
Marianne. I can't go to Publix. She's like, do you want to go to amusement park, Connell? He's like, I can't be around people, Marianne. It's fucking bullshit, bro. So I watched this show.
More like anxiety than depression.
He's got a bunch of fucking shit, bro. He's got a bunch of shit. And she's got a bunch of shit, too. And they both have a bunch of shit.
She's just horny as hell.
She's so horny. They fuck so much
really
in that
selling
show.
This to me.
The title is Normal People, right? Yeah. Normal human beings. And within the first 2 episodes, he's had sex more times than I have in my entire life. I'm like, normal people? Fucking normal? You want to call that normal? God, no, that's not normal. And, Paul Mescal as this quote-unquote normal dude, I'm like, this guy is in the limelight for every woman on the fucking earth right now. All of them. I'm like, and you call that a normal human being? You can go fuck yourself. Like, truly, that shit pissed me off. That's my bitch for the week. I probably will bitch about something later. Yeah. But yeah, we can go back to what we were talking about. What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. Maybe Evangelion.
A little Evangelion.
Yeah. I'm going to make one statement about Evangelion for any Evangelion fans because, the iceberg goes insanely deep with that show. And if you're lower than somebody else on the iceberg, there's like a weird elitist thing with the fan base where it's like, I know more than you. I'm not claiming to know shit about Evangelion. I've watched it enough times. But at the end of the day, it's kind of all bullshit. So, go ahead. Whatever.
Yeah, all right.
That's my statement
clarification.
Oh, I wanted to ask you. So, are you still watching Ace of the Diamond?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You seen Ace of the Diamond?
No, I know Bowen has.
Oh, I've seen it a lot of
You've been talking about it nonstop since like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, it's the greatest show I've ever watched.
It's good.
It's
really good.
Fucking
Compared to Haikyuu.
Compared to Haikyuu, 10 times better than Haikyuu.
Okay.
10 times better. It is. First off, Trey's seen me give this pitch to people to watch this show before. Jack.
Okay,
do you think culture is interesting? Do you
culture.
like culture
as
a whole?
Yeah.
Anthropology.
Yeah, of course. I took an anthropology class in college.
The anthropological viewpoint that this show gives is super interesting because I think the coolest thing that you can do when appreciating culture is see how 2 different cultures interpret the same concept and the same thing.
And that's baseball in this case?
Baseball in this case. So yes, it's a sports anime, but what it really is a look into a different country and how their dynamics surrounding the sport and how those dynamics, reflect their society and everything like that. When you look at a baseball team in Japan, it is set up like a business. Like you have your CEO, which is your pitcher, and he's everything to this team. Like he pitches every game, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, there's no limits or anything.
There's no limits or anything, which is nuts. Which is a lot why there's so much turnover in that sport in the pitching department. It's because these kids are 16 years old throwing 500 pitches in a week. That is horrible for your arm.
Nice rotator cuff.
You're Tommy John out the ass. That's why Ohtani probably got Tommy John so many times. Sorry to bitch about sports.
That's okay.
But so
it's your podcast, man.
Yeah, fuck it. But so Ace of the Diamond, it's from a culture aspect, it's really, really cool. And it's also the best portrayal of an ensemble cast I've ever seen in a show.
actually written out, well-made characters.
Written out, well-made characters. It does a great job of making you care about characters that you didn't think you would give a flying fuck about. And it does that from the rip. It's beautiful.
Sometimes I forget Sawamura is the main character because he's so fucking bad at baseball.
He's so bad at
that
baseball.
They just don't even talk about him for like
How
two
the
full
fuck did
episodes.
he make the first string? Like,
Dude,
at
he's
all?
so bad at baseball.
Bro didn't know how to like field a grounder. Like he fucking
You learned that in
sucked.
like 3rd grade in America.
Yeah, you learn that very early on.
It's
like,
wild.
He's so bad, but they're like he has potential, so let's give him a shot. And yeah, you aren't there yet, bro, but he got potential. He has potential.
Is there a
but,
power
like,
system in the show?
There is a power system.
Oh my God.
They all
Baseball power
have
system.
Nen. That's the biggest.
Holy
yeah,
shit,
they all
no way.
have Nen. Yeah,
what
yeah,
devil fruits do they have?
Sawamura has the bitching devil fruit. He just bitches, bro. He bitches so much. He's the main
Like Shinji.
character. Yeah, he bitches, but it's like a different kind of bitch. It's like he gets what he wants when he makes like the first string, and then he bitches about making the first string because other people didn't make the first string.
I see.
That shit,
Dude,
that's
like, why isn't Chris in it? And
Yeah.
then I am. It's like, I agree. Put Chris in instead
Chris
of
in
you,
the fucking
dude.
thing.
Make the show about Chris.
Some
Chris,
weird survivor's guilt shit.
yes,
Yeah.
very much so, very much so. Because like when you get picked, because we went to public school, nobody got fucking cut. I sucked at baseball and I was playing baseball. Like shit, just how that worked. But in Japan, private schools like that, kids get cut.
A 3-year high school program.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a scene where the third years get cut, and Samura gets put on the first string. And it's like one of the most emotional scenes I've ever fucking witnessed.
They're just all so much better than him at the sport, too.
Yeah, they're all so much better, and they put him on the team. And I was like, this is
crazy.
bullshit. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Dude doesn't even know how to throw a 4-seam fastball.
Bro cannot throw the bread and butter of pitching, which is a 4-seam fastball. That is what you learn when you start pitching when you're like 7. Like, that is the first thing you
Yeah.
learn is how to grip a baseball. And he
Hold
has
the
no
ball
fucking-
like this and throw it as hard as you can.
as hard as you fucking can. Throw out your elbow.
Yeah.
Little leaguer's arm. I did a whole report on little leaguer's arm. It's when because this is why we have pitch requirements, by the way. The growth plates in your arms, if you pitch too much, they'll ossify without growing. So they'll just harden. So you will have an arm that is the size of like a 10-year-old's and a normal arm with the arm that you don't pitch with.
that's bad.
That's why you have pitch requirements or pitch limits and stuff like that.
I do have to say, though, like, I started Haikyuu and I dropped that shit. But
Yeah.
I have no desire to drop Ace of the Diamond yet. So
That's good.
And I keep liking it more
Yeah.
every
And
episode
that's
I watch.
saying something because based off that concept of the time in your life that you're watching something, you watched Ace of the Diamond when you were what, like 14 initially? 15?
I started it when I was like 15 and I was playing baseball.
Yeah.
And that shit was
so it
fire.
heavily related. And the fact that, Trey, you're watching it now and you're liking it just as much. I liked Haikyuu when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Because you could like kind of be like, oh, I could be a volleyball
Like if
player.
they had a volleyball program here, I'd be the ace.
I'd be the ace. I'd be
the
so
ace.
good. I'd jump over all the defenders. It
Bro,
doesn't matter.
we did our training arc for a couple months.
We did. That was fun.
That was a really fun period of time. We got really into volleyball.
Yeah,
Me,
I know.
Jack, and a couple other guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a fun time. We used to go to that one volleyball gym, and we were definitely the worst in there. Like every single time we went, and there would be like little kids in there that would just be head and shoulders above us.
There'd be like 12-year-old girls practice, and they were like, they'd look at us with disdain. They're like, you are
Well,
the worst. You are
we
the
s-
scum of the sport.
We scrimmaged those. We scrimmaged. We did a 4v4 scrimmage
Against
us
like
four.
14-year-olds.
14-year-old girls, 4 men. We were all like 18, 19 at this point. We are physically in our primes. We are as strong as we will ever be, as fast as we will ever be. We are the best we can possibly be, and we got our fucking ass kicked.
You get whooped.
We got
Yeah.
whooped, bro. We got whooped. That shit was hilarious too.
Like every
It's really
2
funny.
years, you find like one thing to just go hard in the paint.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
bro.
sure. You're
Chess.
Yep, chess. Well, chess I've been
Volleyball.
doing for.
You've been doing that for a while, like
Yeah.
2-3 years.
I started playing in high school, but I wasn't
Queen's
like
Gambit.
Yeah, Queen's Gambit was really the show that it really goes to show how much impact media that you consume has on like, what you're passionate about. But I was playing chess, but I didn't give a flying fuck about chess because I was like, this shit's dumb. I was like, I don't understand it at all. Then I watched the Queen's Gambit, and I was like, ooh, partying, drugs.
I'm the next Hikaru?
I was like,
Drugs.
I was like, she parties, she does drugs. I'm like, maybe chess is lit. There is no partying, there is no drugs.
it's just chess.
You don't go to chess clubs and snort a line.
No,
I
I
You
go to
just meet
chess
at like
clubs.
6 p.m. on Friday nights.
Yeah, 5:30 to 8:30 on Friday nights, and I go and I love it.
3 hours.
Yeah,
you're
it's 3
playing
hours.
chess.
Well, I mean, like one game of classical chess takes like an hour. Like no timer, you'll sit there
Kill
for
me.
an hour.
That's awful.
That's like the anime club.
Yeah.
Too. It's like 7 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, wild.
I got a drink, dude.
I'm like, when am I supposed to fit this in? On the topic of drinking, first off, holy shit, am I on the ropes right now? I thought this coffee was going to revive me.
You should have brought this up at the beginning of the podcast.
I really should have brought this up at the beginning of the podcast.
We didn't even bev review.
We didn't even bev review because I couldn't stomach anything but a coffee right now. I woke up this morning and I had the spins, dude. Like, I was in rough fucking shape. I didn't even drink that much.
You sounded like you were still drunk on the phone when I talked to you.
Dude, I was driving home. We're actually, wait, hold on. We're gonna cut that fucker out. This morning, I was driving home. I stopped drinking at like 1 a.m.
Started driving in at 4.
Started driving at 1:30. No, I stopped drinking at like 1 a.m. and I started driving at like 10ish when I got home. And I was driving home and I got home and I was like, fuck, dude, I might have been on a little bonus level there. I was like, might have had a little extra, director's cut edition. You know what I'm talking about? When you wake up and you're just like, fuck, I still am drunk. Like,
Those are the best. And then you start drinking immediately again.
Oh yeah.
That's like a tailgate.
Yup. Oh my God. That was 801 day every year.
Yeah.
Because we'd tell ourselves every year, we're like, because the 801 day would be on a Saturday. We'd get there Friday.
For context, you want to tell people what 801 day is?
801 day is God's gift to college students. 801 day is you start drinking at 8:01 a.m. and you stop drinking. Stop drinking. Don't fucking tell me what to do.
When you pass out.
And then, what do you call it? You're supposed to stop drinking at 8:01 p.m. And so
I thought it was 8:01 a.m. the next day.
I think that's what it is.
Is it supposed to be 24 hours of drinking?
I just usually do it till I black out.
Yeah, and that usually happens by like 3 p.m.
Yeah. I'm always like sprinting and I'm like, this is a marathon. I should not be sprinting right now. And then I wake up and I have like 30 tabs in my pocket and I'm like, where the fuck did these come from? And I'm like, and where'd all my money go? That's the biggest thing that I realized every time that I went to 801 day. I tell myself, okay, I'll spend like $150 in this weekend. I would spend like $300 while I was in Ames.
I just like watching everyone get arrested.
Yeah, that was always fun. That was
the
always
MIPs.
So fun. Oh my God.
Handed out like
people,
coupon codes.
Oh, that's a beautiful way to put it. Those cops were like the honey attachment on fucking Google Chrome, dude. They were leeches. But like seeing people run was the craziest thing. I saw one guy run on the
jumping fences.
Yes, bro. I was like, what the fuck? No way you actually just ran from the police. Are you dumb? You think they're not going to get you? Are you dumb? Like, where are you going to run back to? Your dorm? Fucking get out of here, bro. But, oh yeah, back to what we were saying. So 801 day every year, we'd get there Friday night, be ready to go Saturday. And we'd say on the drive up every single time, we're not going to drink Friday night. That way we're fresh in the morning. We're good to go. Like, we won't drink. We get there. We start drinking boots on the ground. We start drinking. We start going the second we fucking get there. And so we wake up and I'm always in brutal shape. So everyone's like super excited to drink at 8:01 a.m. I feel like death. I look like death. I'm going to throw up at the sight of a bush light. And oh my God. But yeah, 801 day, fucking sick. I love it.
It's the one thing Ames has got going much better than Iowa City.
Yeah.
Iowa City needs to do 801 day.
Yeah, we need something.
Ames lacks in every other category known to man, though.
Well,
so.
Ames is just such a fraternity and sorority-based college town. Iowa's fraternities and sororities are all like not affiliated with campus anymore. Yeah. So, yeah, but fucking any other things that you want to cover?
The whole context of that story is that you.
Oh yeah, I just
morning.
Ramble. Yeah. I just bitch. So yeah, I'm a little on the ropes right now to bring this back to where it was. You know what I really need?
This is also the earliest recorded episode of this podcast.
Oh, yeah, by far.
It is currently 1 in the afternoon.
1 in the afternoon. This is how, talking to my audience here, how fucking dare you make me get up before a PM to film this show?
Before a PM.
I drove over here and I got here at noon. How fucking dare you? I was driving on the interstate. I hate driving. I fucking hate driving.
I was like, hey guys, why don't you show up at noon? And I know that.
Yeah, I was like, I hit every fucking light on the way over here too, dude. Driving down this way, I was so pissed.
Yeah, I'm so glad I can make you upset.
Dude, oh my God. Is there any, we'll talk about this after, but I need to get food after this. It's so bad. I'm just bitching at this point.
Okay, so the original concept for the Bev was going to be a fun random beer that Bowen picked out.
Yes.
And then we got a text from Bowen this morning like, boys, I can't do that.
Dude, we were going to go get a beer, and the thought of a beer when I woke up this morning made my stomach like churn, and like I felt like I was curdling like fucking cottage cheese.
We'll do Four Locos next week.
Yeah, we got to do Four Locos one episode. We really do. That would be hilarious. Because I mean, like, that would get me hammered.
We need to do like every flavor of Four Loco.
True. We have to do what? 4? There's the
4
watermelon.
episodes of Four Locos?
Yeah.
No, just all 4 in one.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Do you have to finish one before you can start the next?
Yeah.
You would die.
I'll finish them like how I finish my beers. All right, leave
half of it.
Leave half the fucking beer. I don't drink the last little bit of my beer. I never do. I think it tastes like dog ass. And sometimes when I get a little drunk, the last little bit of my beer, which is a subjective term, becomes about half my beer. And they'll wake up and there'll be a bunch of half empty beers just sitting around.
It's so depressing.
It's really depressing. I leave wounded soldiers on the battlefield so often.
Disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. But fucking, I just bitched for a while. Anybody got anything they want to bring up?
Trying to think.
Any more anime or manga?
Yeah,
Well, I'm reading here. I'll just list off the manga, and you guys give me your thoughts. These are the manga I'm currently reading on my Shonen Jump app. We got Beat in Motion. Anybody read Beat in Motion?
Nope.
Good so far. It's 23
I'm a
chapters,
little
but
bit behind. I'm probably on chapter like 14 or 15. But I really like it.
fun little manga.
Yeah, it's just it kind of does what Blue Box does in the sense of like I feel like it's better to read, just kind of binge
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
So I dropped it for a bit. But it's still really I like the idea. The characters that he meets, like the other animators.
Yeah,
I'm like, those are
cool.
really cool characters.
Yeah,
I like them
definitely.
a lot.
And then we got Chojin X.
You heard of that?
Chojin?
What is
Chojin?
synopsis?
Trying to think. It's like people have powers. Crazy, right?
Nuts idea.
Crazy idea for an anime or a manga.
All right.
And then they have basically, it's almost like Nen and how diverse these powers get.
Yeah.
Like, but you just inherently have this ability, and you can get it from like blood of someone else, or the main character gets it from like some basically deity or whatever. And honestly, I'm 60 chapters in, and I still don't know if it's good. It's really fucking weird. And the main character, he's like, here, the cover art for this. You can see that.
Oh my god, that's
He's like-
very morbid.
He's like a vulture, half man, half whatever, and he can control it. And there's weird dynamic, kind of cool concept. If you want to read it, go ahead and read it. I still don't know if it's good. I kind of like it, kind of don't. It's weird.
I see.
Will you tell me what Freerin is about?
Free rent. Okay, so that's
Can you sell me on this? I just need to watch it.
'Cause everyone's been watching it.
Yeah.
But I just
Do you know anything
know
about it?
nothing about it. Literally
I have
nothing.
no
Not a thing?
urge to watch it. That's
Do you
my
know
thing.
about it, though?
I don't know shit. Fuck,
Okay, so
besides the
take
name.
like a D&D campaign, like Dungeons and Dragons. You got like a party, right?
Like
you
it
got,
already.
You got your priest that heals. You've got the like combat mage, who's our main character, Freerin. You got the hero with the sword, and then you got like a brawler almost, which is a dwarf, right? And these 4 people go and they beat the Demon King. That's how the show starts. They have already beaten the Demon King. The first scene is like them getting celebrated for doing this, like beating the most omnipotent, powerful man in this universe. And they go back and, you know, they're like, that was so much fun. And Freerin, the main character, she's an elf who is an undisclosed age. She's very old, but she looks like she's 20 something. And she does this 10-year adventure. It takes them 10 years to get to the Demon King and defeat him. And, you know, in a human lifetime, that's like 10 or more % of your life.
Yeah.
The entire concept of this show is that she has to cope with the fact that this group that she traveled with has all passed on.
Oh.
The entire concept is what happens to the heroes after their journey is finished.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I like that.
It is awesome.
Isn't
And
the animation like really good
it's
too?
really, really good.
Oh, fuck.
And the show starts off with, you know, them and they're all young, and then it immediately cuts to 50 years later. Everybody's old. The main hero of the story, he's a decrepit old man. He starts off as like this Giga Chad, blue hair, like swordplay and everything. But then you cut to him and he's like 3 feet tall and like, you know, traditional.
Typical trope of
Old guy.
Yeah.
And man, it's just such a good show about character development. The whole thing, because the main character, she's super overpowered. We don't know why. You learn in time, so I know why. I'm not going to tell you, obviously.
Please don't.
I'm not going to pull a bone and tell you the whole plot of an anime.
I love doing that shit. Spoiler alert after I do it. That's my favorite thing
I
that
kind
I
of
do.
like it because then I don't even have to watch it.
Yeah, no, I give a great synopsis.
I'm never going to read real people now because
Yeah, or normal people.
real or whatever.
Real?
What is that?
The basketball one?
No, the wheelchair one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wheelchair basketball?
What's that one called?
Real.
Yes, there you go.
Did I give a full synopsis
Yes.
of that?
Yes, you did.
That's crazy. I'm not even fucking caught up in that. So, I mean, I would recommend reading it.
Yeah. So
Real's good.
Freerin, very good. female character. It's just she's coping with the loss of these people because she thought she didn't care about them because 10 years for her is a blip. It's nothing. So she thought she didn't care. She's like, it was just a 10-year adventure. And then she learns the significance of what they did by defeating the Demon King. She learns the significance of what it is to like have friends and that whole dynamic. And she starts to cherish her very, very long life.
Is the season already done?
I don't think so. I think they're on like episode 16.
Okay.
And I bet since it's not ending at 12, I assume it's going to be 24 or 26 episodes.
I think we have a topic for next week.
Definitely watch it.
Figured out. Yeah.
I binged it, and I don't binge stuff that often anymore, and it was really good.
That's something I want to ask you about. How has your relationship with anime changed over the years? Because I know me and Trey have talked about this, how like
a lot.
Sometimes it feels like a task nowadays to watch shit.
So I watched a lot of anime. If I went on my Annie list, I've watched like 300 anime or 200 or whatever the stat is that we probably all have. And I kind of slowed down after One Piece.
That's
after the second time.
exactly what I did.
After the second time. Jesus. But like while I was watching One Piece, I watched Black Clover, I watched Neon Genesis, I watched a ton of stuff. And before that, I started watching more junior year of high school probably. And basically it's a binge fest until One Piece. And then, all of our friends, whether it's Cade or the like Jonah and them, everybody's watching Jonah. Shout out Jonah.
Shout out Soggy Shrooms or whatever the fuck his name is.
But you have all your friends watching all this stuff. It's like, did you read the new JJK chapter? Did you read this? You just want to give up.
Yeah.
So that's where I've been the past like 2 years, is I just haven't really read anything. And that's why I've gotten into manga and reading manga that nobody else that I know is reading.
Yeah, there's like a self-efficacy side of it that's like really empowering once you just start like going down your own path.
Yeah, you can actually just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And that's why I've liked Freerun a lot. Lucas recommended Freerun. He's like, I think you might like it. It's not at all a show that he'd watch, so that's why I was like, okay, whatever. It's a good show.
Yeah, high key.
But now that I've got my expensive piece of paper and I'm working my job as a video production guy, as you can tell. It's just whenever I have free time, I have like, as an adult, you have 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours at work. That leaves you 8 hours for the rest of the day. By the time you need to eat food, you have like 4 hours left in the day, or and shower and whatever necessities you need to do. You have 4 to 2 hours left in the day. Of free time.
You got like a fiance.
I have a fiance and a dog. I have a family now.
You have like a full fucking family. It's so odd to me, the different stages in life a lot of our friends are in. Just because like I'm still getting fucked up sometimes, like for no reason.
Like a freshman in college.
Yeah, like I'm a freshman in college sometimes. But then, you look at the dynamic of like what you're going through, or, we're seeing people get married, people having kids and shit like that. Like it's so odd to see age-wise, we're the same age, but such different stages in life. And I think those stages in life are also really represented in like the ways we consume anime, especially media for sure.
Like what I was saying about those last few hours of the day that you really have to pick and choose what you can do. That's why I'm never in Discord. I still play games a lot. I've put like 60 hours into Cyberpunk.
I see that you're always Cyberpunk.
I have like 60 hours in that game in the past like month and a half. So good. But you really have to pick and choose your battles of what you can do. So I've defaulted now to watching anime when I'm not tired, but I need to go to bed. So it's like 9 p.m. 9 p.m. bedtime, boys.
Oh yeah. You gotta be strict with your bedtimes. You really, really do.
If you want to exist through the workday, like as an adult, if you want to exist through the 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, you really gotta have some sleep. Yeah.
Here's the big question: do you make your bed every day?
Yeah.
Good fucking work.
Well, here's the thing. I love making my bed, and I will make my side of the bed kind of haphazardly, but I will do it. Charlotte, my fiance, will just do the whole thing because she really I told her one day, like she, had her own struggles through college, motivation and such. So I'm like, hey, I told her the whole make your bed thing. I don't know where that comes from, but I had that in my mind. It's like, hey, just make your bed first thing in the morning. Helped her a ton. She still does it to this day. So if I don't make it, she will.
The first reference I saw of make your bed in the morning, it was in this book I read. It's called Wisdom of the Bullfrog. The Bullfrog is the title you get.
You brought this up on the podcast.
Yeah. The Bullfrog is the oldest Navy SEAL. I fucking hate books like this shit. I hate self-help books, like autobiographies and shit like that. But this one was different, and that's why I read it. And it basically just it broke down like how you can like your first actions of your day impact the rest of your day so much. That's the only reason I do it. is because of that book. If I heard it in some fucking stupid, like David Goggins bullshit, hate that shit so much.
Who's gonna carry the boats? Who's gonna carry those boats?
I hate
Who's gonna
that
carry
shit.
the logs?
There's only one of those David.
You are, buddy.
There's one of those quotes that I actually do use a lot for motivation, which is the best time to plant a tree was 26 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. Oh. That's that quote. That shit gets me going whenever.
That's a good one.
That shit gets
Is
me
that
going.
A Goggins exact quote?
That's not a Goggins quote.
It's
That's just a quote I've heard
Sure.
throughout the years. Probably like a Franz Kafka or some shit like that. Depressing ass author Kafka is.
Context for you boys: we are at an hour right now.
We're at an hour.
So I know you've gone longer. I know you've gone shorter. So up to you.
Fuck, bro.
Do you have anything else to talk about?
I mean, I don't really have too much left to talk about in terms of, what I've watched. How about this as a little special treat to you? Outside of Free Run, unless you want to make this the one you want us to watch, what is a show? Limit it to
The rest of Evangelion. No, I'm kidding.
limit it to 24 episodes.
Hey, I'm not so big of an Evangelion fan where I've seen other reboot movies. I've just seen the end of Evangelion. I'm not going to watch 3.1.02.3 rebuild.
Why are there so many of them?
I don't know. It's just added context because they couldn't make the story the way they wanted to the first time.
You need a One Piece-esque map to figure out what fucking order to watch those fucking shit in. It is wild.
I'm trying to think.
Check out the Analysts.
Let's whip out the Annie list quick.
Yeah,
what do I got going on here? Let's look at my completed.
Have you watched any more Sun Ken Rock or read anymore?
Not too much. My manga consumption has been very good. I just read the most recent episode of Blue Lock before I came here.
I got one.
Yes, hit me with it.
So I was an art major in college. Fun fact for all you lads, which you already knew that. Which graphic design, still art. Now I do video production. Anyways, whole thing.
Yeah.
Crazy career path in a year already. Great anime, 12 episodes long. Does have a manga as well. Blue Period.
Already seen it.
Fuck.
I haven't seen it.
It's fucking awesome.
Trey, Blue Period is so good.
It's fucking
We're
good.
talking about
It's
like
on Netflix too, which is
the influence that like media has on the things you want to do. I was like, I'm going to start sketching again. I'm going to start drawing. I didn't, but it was a really good show. Okay.
That show is fucking money.
So for Trey,
if I had any form of artistic bone in my body, I could definitely see like me being taken over by that. But instead of artistic bones, I have autistic bones. And so while watching that, I was just like, what the fuck is going on the entire time I was watching it?
fucking art.
have you guys seen the original Trigun?
No.
I've watched the first half.
Have you seen Stampede, the remake?
Looks kind of gay.
It's not. Fair enough. It's really good.
What a
It's
fucking
good.
statement.
It's good.
Better than the original?
I haven't seen the original. I don't think it's better technically, but it's also one of those. It's
it the
made by
same
Studio
story?
Bone. I think it's pretty much the same story. It's made by Bones. I think is the studio. And Studio Orange, and they specialize in 3D animation, stylized 3D.
The style.
So just for the spectacle of the art style in that show, really, really good. I'd recommend it for that reason.
Something new. Yeah.
If you just need something to watch, like it shouldn't be top of your list, but if you want something to watch for fun, it's 12 episodes, really interesting.
Yeah, I definitely I want something to add on top of me watching Yu Yu Hakusho. And my other option I was looking at was re-picking up One Piece. And I'm like, that's just chipping away.
Watching or reading?
Reading. I was going to start reading. But I'm like, that's kind of chipping away at two mountains there.
Yeah.
I was like, I need like a mountain, which is going to be Yu Yu, but I also need like a little hill
short one.
that I
You
can
use
watch.
like a perfect mountain though.
Yeah, Yu Yu is, so far, I'm
You don't
loving
need
it.
an oxygen mask to climb it.
No.
It's
You
a
just
nice
need-
stroll.
Yeah, it's a little walk in the park. It's like the scenic route of anime. It's just beautiful. I'm loving it so much. I really
I'm so
am.
glad. You got to watch that shit, Jack.
Yeah.
I want to. Ghibli films. How many have you guys seen?
Oh my god, I didn't even talk about.
You didn't even talk about Porco Rosso.
Oh my god.
Give us a rundown.
So, holy fucking shit, The Boy and the Heron it's my number one.
Seriously?
It's my
Ghibli
number
movies?
one. It's my
That's
number one.
wild.
Now.
Did you watch it English dubbed?
I watched it dubbed, and I think it just like.
Well, it's Ghibli, so it's fine
Yeah.
dubbed because they actually. Get
Oh
real
my god!
actors.
First off, what a fucking cast and crew they have for that. Robert Pattinson, Christian Bale, Florence
so you
Pugh,
watched the
Willem
English-
Dafoe. Yeah, that was what they had in at Jordan Creek where I went. Holy shit! That movie. It's the one Ghibli film I have cried at.
Seriously.
I cried in the theater at
Wow.
that movie. It was the most emotional, beautiful. I mean,
The closest I've got is probably Howl's.
Howl's Moving Castle gets me. It doesn't like. It's not like it's sad or anything like that. Just very emotional in a lot of scenes. But this film was fucking perfect. This film is fucking perfect. I cannot stress enough
to go
to
see it.
watch this movie.
crazy.
It's my number one. And it's not just my number one. It blew Howl's Moving Castle out of the water for me.
Wow.
It was incredible, dude. And Porco Rosso,
Yep.
that I watched, also fucking incredible.
Rather be a pig than a fascist, baby.
Oh yeah, rather be a pig than a fascist. That shit's money.
It's one of the ones I haven't
He's such
watched
a
yet.
Chad.
It is a great look into like what masculinity is.
Yeah, bro. It's
so
toxic
many-
masculinity. It's beautiful.
So good. All the characters are so likable in that too.
Dude, they're all even like even Clark or whatever his name is.
American?
Yeah, the American. I'm like, I fuck
the
with
main
Clark.
antagonist is like at the end. The problem is fascism. So it's like
Yeah.
they're all good.
Yeah, bro. It's that movie is so sick.
fun movie.
I think my top 3 has been really, really largely revamped since I watched those two.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, I'm going to put Boy and the Heron. That shit was
crazy.
just cracked. It was cracked, bro.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm gonna put Howl's Moving Castle. And number 3, kicking out Princess Momonoke. I'm putting Porco Rosso.
Dude, it's so good.
There's definitely some recency bias there.
There's recency bias, but also as a man, as in adulthood,
Yeah.
I think it's just a really good story.
No, a lot of what he talks about and a lot of because Porco, whatever the fuck his name is, he's very sexist.
Oh, yeah.
He's super sexist throughout the entire film. So he's a pilot, and a bunch of women are building him his plane, and the entire time he's like, "Are there any men that can do this? Like, we got any men around this area?"
It's based right after World War I, though, so it's like he's a product of his time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also true because during that time, women were the ones they were playing
Workforce.
They were in the workforce. They were the ones playing sports. Like, there's that movie about the women baseball.
League of Their
That is
Own.
my-
That
League of Their
movie
Own.
fucks.
That's my dad's favorite movie.
That's
Such a
that
good
movie fucks.
Tom Hanks kills in that.
Yeah,
sir.
that movie fucks. But yeah, there's like women were entirely the production crew behind basically everything that multiple nations did, especially the nations involved in war.
For sure.
But yeah, no, a very honest portrayal of like the masculine mindset during that time period. Fucking loved the main character, loved his like romance shit that he had going on. Loved the girl that he picks up. That's like the engineer for his plane. Just loved it all. It was fucking
so
fire.
good. It's so good.
The band of like, pirates that are in there, like the air pirates, fucking dope as shit.
They're the greatest.
They're all so sick. Every character in that is lovable.
Yeah. Trey, what are your top 3 Ghiblis? How many have you seen?
I still have to see Porco Rosso and Boy and the Heron. I haven't seen My Neighbor Yamada's either. But
Have you seen? So in terms of Hayao Miyazaki directed, have you guys seen Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind?
That's
I've not.
That's one of the ones
That's-
I didn't think that was a Miyazaki, and I realized
That
it
was his first one.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that was his first one. In terms of like world building, I think it's one of his best.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Really,
sick.
really good. Besides, like Spirited Away has a cool. I want to say world building, but it's also kind of like area building. Like it's just kind of you're getting close to the space. Nausicaa is like the whole world is at risk of what's going on. So
That's sick.
Do you like My Neighbor Totoro? I feel like we've talked about
that's
this.
in the same boat as Ponyo, where it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very well done kids movie. But Totoro specifically, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it.
I like Ponyo more than
Ponyo's a really
Totoro.
cool.
I love Ponyo. Ponyo's sick.
The dynamic of Ponyo's mom and dad, so cool.
Ponyo's awesome.
Ponyo's mom is also such a Chad. The entire when she's driving to beat the water.
That's not the mom I'm talking about. I'm talking about the.
Oh, Ponyo.
Ponyo's-
Ponyo's mom and dad.
Yeah, not
Liam
the-
Neeson's character. I'm thinking of Noah Cyrus's character that he plays in
I
that.
watched it sub, so.
Oh,
sure.
I watch them all dubbed because I really liked.
I don't think I've watched any of them dubbed.
Oh, I watch them all dubbed. I think the
I know
dubs.
the dubs are good.
The dubs are fire. Like, you guys know Bridget Mendler? She was in Good Luck Charlie. Yeah, she's the main character in the Princess or the Secret Life of Arrietty or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that one.
They always get stacked up.
Yeah,
cast.
take
Awesome.
it or leave it for me.
I mean, you get a few Oscars or Emmys or what?
Only
not
one of
Emmys.
them has won an Oscar.
No, I think 2 have.
Which
Spirited Away, but I
Spirited Away
swear
won.
another one has.
I
Spirited Away won Best Animated Film.
I thought
there
that
might
was
be
the
smaller
only-
ones.
I swear another.
is there
one.
like
now I gotta look it up.
is there a voice acting category for the Oscars?
Probably not.
I imagine not. I don't know what else it would win.
I did see that if Boy and the Heron score gets nominated for Best Score for an Oscar, that it's Hisashi's first nomination.
I cannot believe that's Joe Hisashi's first nomination. Oh
Dude,
my god,
he's the goat.
I didn't even talk about the music in The Boy and the Heron. Holy shit, that was 50% of the reason I cried. That music forces emotions upon you like nothing else I've ever experienced. Like in
They're
theaters.
so good in every single
I
one.
think I might have
too.
made that up about the multiple awards. But
I was gonna say I thought it was
pretty
the
sure
only
it was just one. Yeah.
because
I was
they've
listening
been
to a podcast.
snubbed.
And,
Yeah.
So I think Spirited Away is like the only anime to ever win one.
Yeah, because
I swear,
Baby,
like
Boss
Boss
Baby,
Baby was
yeah.
against.
Boss Baby beat Silent Voice.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Fucking
That's so
bullshit.
that makes
and how
me
your
so
name
mad.
did not win anything is wild to
Yeah.
me. It truly just comes down to Western bias in the big media, and that they don't respect anime as a form of media.
Spider-Man will beat out.
Spider-Man will beat Boy and the Heron. It will. And if Spider-Man doesn't do it, the fucking Mario movie will do it. And if the fucking Mario movie doesn't do it, that stupid Adam Sandler turtle movie will fucking do it.
He's a lizard.
He's an
my
iguana,
bad.
I think,
He's
right?
that shit's just bootleg Rango, which is
Rango fucks.
Rango
Rango's
fucks.
awesome.
Rango's like literally my favorite Johnny Depp movie, which is a
so
statement
good.
to
Holy
make.
topic jumping.
What a
Jesus
topic!
Christ.
What a topic that is. Johnny Depp.
Any
movies.
of the Pirates movies?
Caribbean.
No.
Oh.
I've
Fuck.
never seen them.
You've never
Are you
seen
shitting
Never
me?
seen
To
the
the
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Where was your
kidding
childhood?
me?
My childhood was some other stuff.
Watch that shit, dude.
I will get to it eventually.
They're so
I'm trying to
good.
think, what did I watch when I was a kid? I watched YouTubers.
I watched PewDiePie and Tobuscus.
Oh, I got a statement to make here. A little topic jump. I got a question for
We've
you
had a
guys.
few of those topic jumps.
Do you guys have like a YouTuber or an artist or someone that you found before they blew up, and that's your little like your claim to fame? Do you guys have one?
I got one, kind of.
I have a fucking massive one.
You go first.
You go for no.
you go. I'm
We're
not-
gonna build up. We're gonna build up.
Well, what if mine's better than yours?
Yours, there's no fucking chance. Yours. Is
I want to
better.
know yours. I want to so badly now.
I was subscribed to this person before they had 100,000 viewers. Jacksepticeye.
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
He has like 50 million subscribers.
Oh, you're not
I
a
don't-
gamer, are you?
You're not
No,
a gamer, bro.
at all.
I
That's
was
okay.
subbed to Jacksepticeye when he was doing the fucking talking Eevee shit. Which
Couldn't
is, it
tell
was
you.
like a website way back in the day where she would just like know shit about you because it was like grabbing your IP and shit. That's
Yeah.
all it really was doing. But she would just like tell you information about yourself. I was watching that shit before, dude. I watched his 100K sub. Like, thank you guys so much for this 100K plaque that I got. I watched that shit the day it came out. That was a fucking wild
That means
experience.
nothing to me.
Well, look at it like this. He has 50 million subscribers now.
Okay.
So I was pretty big deal. That's what I'm just trying to say.
So, Trey, do you have one of those?
No,
not a
I don't-
music artist, nothing like
Not
that.
really.
Really?
Okay.
I
So,
follow the crowds.
you know Filthy Frank.
Yep.
You know how he's Joji now.
Yep.
And he's got like 25 million monthly listeners. Mm-hmm. I started listening to Joji's music on SoundCloud when he had 2,000 listeners.
No, like, did you know that was Filthy Frank? You knew that's who he was.
He had like
Damn.
3 songs on there, maybe.
Wow, that's fucking wild. That's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, I know that one.
Do you remember when this was a recent thing, or more so recent, when people started to realize Filthy Frank is Joji?
Oh, yeah, the Joji fans.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that moment for years,
yeah,
man.
they started to cancel him, and I'm like, you do not understand.
He's
like,
uncancelable. He doesn't care.
Who gives a fuck? Like, who
Yeah.
gives a fuck? Dude, that era of YouTube and that era of life in general, where like edginess was just like
Bad unboxing.
bad
shit.
unboxing
Dude,
shit.
iDubbbz was a different beast.
iDubbbz was a different
Just drop
beast.
the N-word.
That was
Constantly.
awful.
All the time.
Every slur you can think of. he
Yeah.
dropped.
That was
Yeah.
brutal.
Oh my god, when he went to Tana Mongoose's
Yeah.
thing, because she and then
he was like, say, and then he just
Just
said
said
the
it,
N-word.
yeah.
And she was
She-
like, oh my gosh, he assaulted me or something. I
yeah,
don't
just
know.
some bullshit like that, dude. I miss the era of my life where I was so invested in internet, specifically YouTube
Drama
celebrity
alert.
drama alert.
Oh.
And then I learned that drama alert was a piece of shit human being.
Yeah, Keemstar.
Fucking piece of shit. You
He has a
are.
few quotes of his own, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he has a few funny quotes of his own. Oh, one of the best quotes of his is when he reported that this RuneScape YouTuber or streamer was a pedophile. Just not true. Just not true whatsoever. Ruined that guy's life. That guy's life is still ruined to this day. And he still gets like in his stream, people are still like, "You're a pedophile, fucking weirdo, pedophile," and he's like, "I'm not. Like, I'm genuinely
That's so
not."
scary.
That's terrifying. That someone has the power to do that.
Yeah. Doesn't
Fucking
anymore.
wild.
That
No.
was a really bad era of YouTube.
Yeah, horrible era of YouTube.
Especially like now that we're famous podcasters.
I know, right? Like,
could
think
get
about
ruin
it.
our
for
life.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get canceled for some fucking stuff. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. If my Xbox 360 chats come
Remember
out-
when we purged the Discord server?
Yeah, we had to purge the Discord server.
Because you say things when you're 14, you're like, that is not a thing that you should
Cannot be saying that. Cannot be saying that.
Just the pure shock value humor of a 14
Yeah,
year old.
yeah. You're like, ooh, look at me, I'm 14. We're probably gonna have to cut all of this out, aren't we?
Well,
Where's
it is
Chet?
currently at an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm good.
I'm really good with anything. Big Jack, at the end of our episodes, we always end on a big quote, and we always, we tell our viewers some advice. What advice do you have for our viewers today?
Funny thing, where I work, we do like LinkedIn posts, and it's like Tuesday tips. I don't fucking know. I have nothing.
What's a little Tuesday tip? Do you have nothing?
I literally was asked to do one this week, and I was like, I have nothing to add.
All right. I fuck with that.
It's a hard one.
Thank you, Jack.
Oh, wait, I got one. Fucking go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy. That's a good one. Therapy is very good.
Therapy is good.
Therapy,
if you think you don't need therapy, you definitely need therapy.
If you think you're better than therapy, therapy is for you. Yeah. That's really what it boils down to. I feel like the stigma around therapy has definitely gone away in our day and age.
Yeah,
but
for our generation at least.
Definitely, but there's still a lot of stigma around it, and I wish it didn't exist.
Therapy good.
Therapy's fucking awesome. Trey, any advice for the groups?
Make your bed, call your parents.
Yeah, make your bed, call your parents, drink your water, do your fucking thing. Wellness. I say it every single week, but wellness, appreciate it, value it, prioritize it.
You just got done talking about 801 day. I don't know how much weight that comment has.
My wellness, I'm such a different man now. That's the thing. I'm no longer who I was last night at a bar. I'm a different Bowen today. I'm a Bowen in a sweater.
That's a very cool sweater. But you did wear that sweater to the bar.
I wore that sweater to the bar, and I'm going to wear it to New Year's tomorrow as well.
Wow.
This shit going to be stinky.
We have a washer and dryer back there. You need it?
But I cannot wash this. This is from like
unwashable.
The 80s.
Dry clean that shit.
This is a dry clean only sweater, which is terrible because it's so thick.
Yeah.
And I am sweating fucking bullets.
It's hot in here. There's a lot of lights. They get very hot.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little lightheaded. Am I right, fellas? Okay, we're just fucking rambling at this point, though. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this.
This was a lot of fun. This was
going to be a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, this was originally going to be a Thanksgiving episode. Then we got busy. Shit happens.
Now.
Yeah, post-Christmas. This will be our first episode of the new year.
Yeah, it will.
Oh my God.
I am so honored.
Hey, this is going to be sick.
2024.
New Year's resolution. Come here and record every week.
You know what my New Year's resolution actually is?
What?
I'm quitting nicotine. I'm done. I'm fully done.
No upper decker zinnies?
Nothing. I'm done. I had a long conversation with myself last night, and for the longest time, I one of those drunk thoughts that you have, but it actually had
drunk rambling.
But
to himself.
It had actual contingency to it, and for the longest time, I thought that nicotine had a grip on me when I was vaping. When I was, hitting the schmucks.
Classic
Juul, Alto, Enjoy, you name it, I did it, right? But when I was doing that, it was impossible to not first thing in the morning hit a vape. It was impossible for me. And now I've been off it for fucking since May of last year, and I switched to Zins with the purpose of quitting. And I kind of lost, that was a good first step going to Zyn, but I kind of lost the path there a little bit. So now my goal is quit nicotine for good.
You quitting the first, or are you gonna try and wane off?
I'm gonna just fully quit the first. And the first starts
scary.
The first starts when I wake up on the first.
Yes.
Midnight is that's not the first.
Bowen, we doing dry January?
Yeah, we can do dry January.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm dry every day, baby.
You do. A sober man, sober mind. Man. Hence why he's
addictive.
Hence why he has a fiance and a life and shit like that. And me,
a job.
I have a gaming computer with a lot of hours on Stardew Valley. We will catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you.
See you next.
Hey, what's up? Do you think you can make it today? Oh yeah, sorry, I'm in traffic. Alright, no problem. Oh, I'm wearing our matching shirt. What? Oh my god, I can't wait to see you. I know, it's been so long. Right? Okay, see you later. This music makes me go, makes me wanna say hello. This music makes me go, just gotta say hello. Yada, 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 yada.